Business owners along a stretch in Rockford hit a milestone celebrating 20 years of the Miracle Mile.
Plus, a State Line Fire Department receives a major gear upgrade. The safety improvements coming to first responders with Love Park's Fire.
And local students face off in a colorful competition, the Cupcake Wars at North Boone High School.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Wendell Edwards. We thank you for being here. Tonight, the Miracle Mile is home to many popular Rockford businesses, many located on East State Street because of that business association that formed some 20 years ago. Today, the association celebrates its anniversary. Eyewitness News reporter Blake Dietz spoke to those behind the Miracle Mile. Blake, what'd you find out?
And Mimi, Wendell, it's what started as a group of business owners that came together over concerns about blight, and it has transformed into a multi-million-dollar nonprofit that has transformed that area all for the better.
In Rockford, it's the Miracle Mile, and with strength.
Stretching along State Street from UW Swedish American Hospital to OSF St. Anthony is a business district 20 years in the making.
Miracle Mile started in 2005 when a lot of businesses were empty, a lot of blight was happening in our town along State Street especially.
Business owners and community leaders came together to form the Miracle Mile Rockford Business Association 20 years ago. 2 years later, the corridor was designated as a tax increment financing district, helping to support existing business and attract new ones.
We had that desire of having the Miracle Mile. When you say Miracle Mile, people know where it is, what's there, where they can go to shop or entertain or have something to eat. And I think that's happened now over 20 years.
John Summer, owner of Don Carter Lanes, was a founding business owner of the Miracle Mile and attributes the association to where his business is today.
Don Carter Lanes actually received a TIF grant, and that was why we were able to remodel a few years back, and that was all because of Miracle Mile.
Alderman Frank Beach believes the Miracle Mile continues to set an example for the rest of Rockford.
We have a great story to tell. We've got so much positive news that it's exciting to be a part of seeing Rockford reborn with new opportunity. And I'm excited to see that happen.
A celebration for the Miracle Mile's 20th anniversary is being held tonight at Don Carter Lanes. Mimi.
All right, thanks, Blake. Local women working in human services are recognized.
The Women in Influence event was put on by the Rockford Housing Authority in collaboration with Youth Build. It gave human service workers a chance to recognize one another for their work. Event speakers also discussed the barriers women face in the community and in their professions.
We're explaining some of the barriers that women in these fields face, and then also explaining what our jobs are. I think this event is a way to kind of dig deeper into the human service fields.
Today's event also gave young women interested in human services a chance to talk with and ask questions with professionals.
A local state representative introduces a bill that would end taxes on tips in Illinois. Representative Dave Vella proposed the no tax on tips bill to the Illinois House. Currently, state and federal laws consider tips to be part of compensation and eligible to taxes. The proposed bill would instead create a state income tax deduction equal to the total tip amount earned. President Trump campaigned on ending taxes on tips. A local fire department gets a safety gear upgrade.
Eyewitness News reporter Tyler Sorensen talked with Love's Park Fire about this new gear. Tyler, what is it and why is it needed?
Well, maybe Wendell, the new gear is called bunker or turnout gear, and it's what keeps firefighters safe from the flames. In total, Love's Park Fire Department got 6 new sets of this protective gear, and it was badly needed with old sets getting closer to retirement or too damaged to repair. The equipment also came with a hefty $23,000 price tag, but thanks to a Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation grant, the department didn't have to spend a single dime.
We put the application in for 6 sets of turnout gear. Each set of turnout gear costs roughly about $4,000, just under $4,000. And for a small department like ours, $23,000 for 6 sets of turnout gear. That's a lot to budget for us. So anything we can apply for grant-wise or funding through the state, or businesses like Firehouse Subs and their foundation, that really helps us out tremendously.
Now each year, Loves Park Fire budgets for around 3 to 6 new sets of bunker gear, but this year they're looking to get 12 sets in total. Mimi.
All right, thanks, Tyler. Students at a state-line school compete in a baking competition. North Boone High School held its Cupcake Wars for upper-level culinary students. The event was formatted live like the TV bake-offs. For each round, students were given a theme and just a couple of hours to craft a cupcake. Round 1 winners described the competition as chaotic, nerve-wracking, and definitely worth the time and effort.
It's something that's very chaotic. There's a lot of messes going on. It's something that's definitely fun, though. I recommend everyone to go ahead and do it. If they do have it at your school, do it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a little hard, though, because of how much time we had to do it. You know, we only had like an hour and a half to make the cupcakes. So it was a little nerve-wracking and time-crunching because, you know, it's just such a short amount of time.
The winners of round 2 were Brandon Slater and Patrick McCarty. We're still waiting to find out the winners of round 3.
Boylan Catholic High School held a career fair on campus today. The goal to give students a chance to meet with professionals to help them find future career opportunities. Local businesses from a wide range of fields were present, including education, health sciences, manufacturing, and many more. Grade levels all attended the fair individually to give students more times with the reps. This is Boylan's 4th annual career fair.
World leaders work to ensure the safety of the remaining hostages in Gaza.
Coming up, who U.S. officials say is to blame for the end of the ceasefire.
And tonight at 6, a Rockford business owner turns his passion into product. The CEO of Caney Aerospace on how his company's making a difference in the skies.
Despite bright sunshine, our temperature didn't quite make it back up to our average for this time of year, settling in the mid-40s for many of us. It will be warmer tomorrow, but that comes with a little bit of a wind. We'll let you know how strong our winds could be and how long they may last, coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Sports Director Scott Leber, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
As fighting resumes between Israel and Hamas, the UN Security Council met today to discuss the hostage situation in the Middle East.
The U.S. emphasized President Trump's demand to get Israeli hostages out. Basil John reports from Washington, D.C. with the latest.
5 Americans are still held hostage in the Middle East as the fighting picks back up between Israel and Hamas.
President Trump has been clear. Hamas must release all hostages immediately.
During the UN Security Council meeting, U.S. Ambassador Dorothy Shea said this falls on the shoulders of Hamas.
Hamas bears sole responsibility for the war and the resumption of hostilities. Fighting could end tomorrow if Hamas released hostages and laid down its arms.
So far, Israeli airstrikes across the Gaza Strip have killed nearly 600 Palestinians over 2 days.
The return to hostilities threatens all civilians in Gaza. Hundreds of Palestinians have been killed, including women and children.
State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce tells us the administration wants to stop the massacre.
We were in a very, very good place with the ceasefire, and Hamas had a chance to extend it and to continue it, and they said no.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president sees Israel's actions as justified.
And the president has made it very clear that he wants all of those hostages to come home, and he fully supports Israel and the IDF and the actions that they've taken in recent days.
The United States told the UN that when ceasefire talks resume, Hamas should have no right to speak on behalf of Palestinians. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
Well, the majority of the state line managed to miss out on the snowfall, but we could possibly see some precipitation come at the end of tomorrow.
And technically, it's the first day of spring. When we come back, meteorologist Jordan Wolf will let us know what we can expect heading into perhaps the first weekend of spring. Next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Rockford split the gap in between 2 areas of accumulating snow from yesterday going into the early hours of this morning. Some spots across northern Iowa far southeastern Minnesota and into central Wisconsin picked up several inches of snow. Meanwhile, another area of snow, that swath down to our south, saw a couple locations pick up between 1 and 3 inches of snow, including a report of 2.5 inches of snow in DeKalb. We were left kind of in between here in Rockford, not seeing any accumulating snowfall, but we did end up picking up a trace. But this goes to show with visible satellite just how big those sharp cutoffs were from the accumulating snow to nothing and then back even to more snow. One thing also you can see when you look with our temperatures overlaid is where the snow is impacting high temperatures for the afternoon. Some spots, especially well to our north and to our northwest, significantly limited with those temperatures with where that snowfall had come down. In some spots, even a difference of 10 or 20 degrees from where there is to is not any accumulating snow that is there on the ground. In Rockford, though, many spots didn't see any snow surrounding us, and we're therefore in the mid-40s at this time, similar to some of the areas outside and around us. We are left with a clear sky as well. High pressure taking over. That's also allowed for not only the clear sky, vibrant sunshine, but also starting to see those winds ease up a little bit as we head into the evening hours tonight. Bright sunshine with a little bit of upper level clouds starting to drift in now with our Mercy Health SkyTrack camera overlooking Beloit, Wisconsin. That sunshine for the early part of the day is what really was able to boost our temperatures, making it back up into the 40s. Janesville is not at 21 degrees like this map would suggest, likely sitting in the low 40s, probably pretty close to where Monroe, Wisconsin is at. 45. Meanwhile, in Rockford, 43 in Rochelle, 42 in DeKalb, 45 in Sterling. But look where our dew point numbers are at. They're sitting down in the teens and even a single-digit report from Freeport indicating very dry air near the surface, which is why we were able to see those numbers climb as quickly as they did with that sunshine and a little bit of a lighter wind. Heading into the night tonight, those winds continue to ease up with high pressure taking over, flipping that wind also to come out of the south. 5 to 15 miles per hour keeps our temperature holding pretty steady for the overnight, around 28 degrees. We may briefly dip into the upper 20s and then may even wake up to some spots in the low 30s going into early tomorrow, especially where we don't see some of that snow. We may see those temperatures hold in the low 30s. 56 for the overnight hour for tomorrow afternoon, I should say, will be a little bit on the windy side. Starting to see those winds ramp back up out of the southwest. 15 to 25 mile per hour sustained wind gusting near 40 miles per hour. That does bring a bit more cloud cover our way along with our next weather system arriving for the later part of the evening. Our wind gusts will be a little bit on the stronger side, especially during that middle part of the day tomorrow. Late morning into early afternoon is where we could see those gusts approach or exceed that 40 mile per hour mark. Our next weather system also arrives with those stronger winds, bringing that cloud cover in starting overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. We'll stay dry through much of the afternoon, if not the entire afternoon, before our few rain showers will spread into the area toward the evening and then late evening. I do think we stay dry through roughly 5 or 6 o'clock before we see those showers spread over the area, a little bit more scattered in nature. Colder air wrapping in on the back end of that system could briefly flip us to some snow close to that midnight window going into the early part of Saturday, but that will be quick to clear out of there. 56 for Friday, 44 for Saturday, back up into the 50s, at least briefly for Sunday. Our next few weather systems could bring us a chance for rain early Sunday and then a chance for some wintry mix almost every single day next week.
Thank you, Jordan.
Drew Collins is in next with sports.
The Wisconsin Badgers got their first taste of March Madness. Highlights from Denver up next.
Now sports with Drew Collins.
Wisconsin got their first taste of March Madness in 2025. Last year they got upset in the first round by James Madison. This year they took on the Big Sky champs, the Montana Grizzlies. 3 seed versus the 14 seed. It was a close first half. John Tonje is back in full form. He snags this 4-point play and he finished with 15. Now the 7-footer hits from deep. Stevens scored 18. But Montana kept it within single digits for a majority of the game. Of course, it's always close in March. That was when John Blackwell, he took over. Off-balance shot, and it falls. They'll feed him again. Baseline balance this time around. Nice land. He finished with 19, and the Badgers win 85-66. They'll face the winner of BYU and VCU. All right, everyone, get out your brackets. Let's go over a few final scores so far in the tourney. Creighton dominated Louisville in the first game of the day. Number 4, Purdue hung on to avoid the upset. They beat High Point. First seed Houston dominated against SIU Edwardsville. And the other first seed Auburn, they were slow out the gates, but they dominated Alabama State in the second half. And we have to show some love to McNeese. They have former East grad Sincere Parker. He scored 12 points in the first major upset of the tourney. They beat Clemson 69-67, and that score doesn't do that game justice. McNeese dominated majority of that one. And BYU is about to beat VCU with under a minute left. That means they will play the Badgers. It's a complete West Coast slate for our Chicago teams tonight. After back-to-back losses, the Sox are battling with the Angels. They lead 2-1 in the 7th. The Bulls are 11 games below 500 after last night's loss to the Suns. They'll play the Sacramento Kings tonight at 9. And the Blackhawks haven't had a win since March 7th after 5 consecutive losses. We'll see if they can bounce back tonight. That one will be at 7:30. That's sports. We'll be right back.
The American Kennel Club reveals the country's most popular dog breed.
For the 3rd straight year, the French Bulldog was declared top dog. The Labrador Retriever is the 2nd most popular breed. It actually held the #1 spot for 31 years.
Wow.
That is until it was in unison, I like that, dethroned by the French Bulldog in 2022. The Golden Retriever, my favorite, German Shepherd, and Poodle round out the top 5.
I love all dogs, but yeah, Goldens are my favorite too.
This is taking the top spot. Give it to that dog specifically.
Right?
Yeah, with the ears.
Or that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or the
Very
other ones.
Good. You have a cat, though.
Yeah, I'm not as much a dog person, but my mom really likes collies. So if I had to pick
those are pretty.
a favorite dog, it would be a collie.
Oh, like Lassie.
Yeah, exactly.
There you
What's your
go.
dog's name?
My cat's name is Teddy.
And your mom's dog is?
I don't remember what her
Oh,
dog
sorry. Never mind.
She had her a while
How about
back.
the weather? How about the weather?
Well, we got some sunshine. So, a good day for those dogs to go out and roam around. Even some of the spots where we saw some snow, maybe a little bit of snow playing, at least early this morning. Not a whole lot of that sticking around, though, into the afternoon and evening. A lot of sunshine. First Warn Interactive Radar from Rockford, Glass & More, melting much of that away. As we head into the night tonight, though, temperatures dropping back down into the upper 20s, holding steady the rest of the night, rebounding then tomorrow into the mid-50s. It will come with a little bit of a wind out of the southwest, gusting near 40 miles per hour, a chance for some showers heading into tomorrow evening.
Thank you, Jordan.
And thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 6.